Hello guys, good morning, or is it good night? I still cannot figure out because right now it's 4:39. If you could see, I hope you could see. Anyways, I had to wake up for my home standby. That's the duty we have as well here. Either we can do standby at home or we can go to the headquarters and wait there. It's called airport standby. And today my home standby finished with the flight. There are two options. Either you go for a flight, you get pulled out to the destination you have no idea about, or you continue sleeping or you continue doing your own things because you stay at home. Yeah, so I'm going to Singapore, Colombo. That's the flight we have. That's a shuttle via Colombo. So we have two landings and two takeoffs. We're going from Dubai to Colombo. We change customers, we do checks again, and then we go to Singapore. And in Singapore is our layover. So we stay there for 1 day, and then we're doing exactly the same trip. Singapore, Colombo, Dubai. I'm gonna take you with me today to Singapore. So right now I'm gonna go to headquarters to drive around half an hour for me from my house where I live now, and I'll see you there. My bag is almost ready. I had to quickly organize myself to check time in Singapore when we land, to check the weather, if there is any storm, or do I have to take jeans, or if it's gonna rain. I have to check what I'm gonna do right now in the car. As the drive is long, I might record a movie, or I might just download something and to watch it on the way. My actions are, I have to grab coffee as soon as I arrive to HQ. Then I go for the briefing with my suitcase. I'm gonna drop it, meet crew, discuss the flight details, then go into the aircraft, wait for the customers to come, depart, go into Colombo, and today that's Boeing 777. So let's go. I don't know even how can I still smile because I feel tired. I only slept for maybe 1 hour. I really struggle to sleep. I think it's because of the full moon, to be honest. Let's go. Suitcase, a bag, and the cabin bag, my jacket. Oh, that's the tag from my previous flight that I have to remove. Let's do it now. I'll put a new one when I arrive to HQ. You can see the jacket over here, because I always put cabin bag behind the seat and the jacket there as well. The suitcase is always back in the car. So 4:48, I have to start driving now, better move. And coffee is waiting for me. But I was sure 99% that I won't be pulled out for a flight, because I only had 1 day standby, and then I had original Singapore flight departing on 1st of June at 9 p.m. The update I got very safe. So now I'm gonna go for the briefing, and I'm gonna see you in Singapore in quite a long time. So by the end of the day, see you there. And voila, I'm already here in Singapore, guys. I'm very tired. Let's click my room. Beautiful bathroom, so I always try to show it. I like the mosaic here, but very small. It's definitely time to sleep now, so I will see you tomorrow, guys. Good night. Now, good morning. I'm wearing this dress that I'm gonna take today from Zara. That's how it is. And my slippers, flip-flops, are from Oysho. That's a beautiful dress. I like it because of the neck and because the way it looks. So anyways, now I'm gonna go to the city, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna take shuttle bus or I'm just gonna walk. And I wanna come back very early for my wake-up call and to sleep a couple of hours beforehand. In general, that's how my standby flights look like. It's exactly the same like any other flight. The reason is that you just rush quickly to organize your suitcase, to get ready to the office before the gate gonna close. Even if it will close, I believe you still can go on the flight. And it's also 24 hours layover, so there is no difference. I'm the only one in the room. You don't have to share room with anyone. In my airline in general, you do not have to share room with other crew unless you are in a different position that is called CSA. CSA are the girls who take care of the beautiful shower and spa on A380 aircraft, and they share rooms. Again, it depends on the destinations, because some of them, they don't. So, you saw my room before. Let's take the bag. I have it here with my camera, with my money, and my lovely perfume that I'm gonna show you I'm using right now. Let's go. And I'm already back to my room. Nothing really happened. I went outside, had a walk very quick. It's not sunny, it's not humid, it's amazing and just like exactly how I wanted today in Singapore. And I met crew right now on the elevator, same crew that I was supposed to be with, but I was taken off my Singapore flight, as I told you, one day later, and I was put to my Colombo or Singapore flight one day earlier. The standby duty in general happens in two cases. The first one is if you have reserve months. Usually this month starts, let's say, from 15th to 15th, or it can start from 1st to 1st, but it happens very rarely. And the second occasion, if you have a flight, a duty, and something happened, let's say the flight got cancelled, so you got email, maybe it's snowing in New York, and you know, usually if it snows in New York, the flight always get cancelled, and you have a little reserve for the same days when you either will be assigned standby at home, standby in the airport, or you just will check your roster online and you will already see a different flight on the same dates. So in my case it happened that, as I told you, a standby was at home. Standby at the airport usually happens when you come in the beautiful lounge for crew in our headquarters. You sit, you have to sign in, you have to bring your suitcase, because you never know if you're going to be assigned a flight to a cold country or somewhere chilly. Now it's summer, so now it's okay, but in winter. Or you're gonna go to Seychelles and just enjoy a beautiful beach, so you don't know. And when you come for the standby to the airport, you have to check your documents. Usually your UAE visa gonna be checked, so for the dates, validity, then your passport, of course, if you have the valid passport and if you have the right passport. Because as it happened to me many years back, I took my different Russian passport, because in Russia we have two. One local, domestic, and one international. After you submit all your documents, you have to leave your suitcase in the dedicated space and you proceed to the lounge yourself. In the lounge you have other crew and you don't know if they came at the same time. Let's say your airport standby starts from 1 p.m. for example. They might have come earlier and they already stay there for a couple of hours. So you can see every crew is chilled, somebody has headphones, somebody reads a book, somebody Skypes, but we try to keep it very quiet because you can also rest. You can sleep and rest. You cannot change in your pajama and sleep, but you can remove your red lipstick and you can just quietly relax and try to snooze before the flight if it's a night standby and you really couldn't catch any sleep at home. And if you're on the standby at the airport and let's say you got a flight, there are also two options how you can understand if you've been assigned a flight or not. So the first option is when the standby duty officer calls you on your phone. You always have to keep your phone on silent, but again, if you're not sure you can hear that and you didn't hear the call, the standby officer just comes inside and calls your name. So then you exit the lounge, you can see the flight, you take your suitcase, you check out kind of from the lounge and you go to the briefing. And the second case is when I go online, I go on my roster and I check, I renew the page every 15 minutes or half an hour just to see, okay, alright, so I can see my flight, a new flight, and let's say I'm going to Mauritius. I can see the time of departure, I can see the crew. So that's how it happens. You can see, guys, there are so many things. That's the whole story about the standby. I hope you enjoyed the vlog, guys. If the information was useful to you and that you learned something new and that now you feel like you're more familiar with the crew life, my only social media channels are exactly the same. You can find me as Skyfly Girl on Instagram, and Instagram is something that I love so much. And thank you so much for following me, for listening to me, for getting involved with my life. I will see you back in Dubai. Mwah, mwah. Bye!